Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of the Oshkosh West Index podcast. I am your host, Hunter Willis, joined as always by my co-host, Joe Mayo. How you doing, Joe?
Great over here. Today we have Jack Rowe. He's our student body president, president of DECA, president of Rotary, and our very own business editor at the Index. What's up, Jack? How are you doing?
Hello, glad to be on today.
So I guess today we'll start with how has the role of student body president been this year? It's been kind of a weird year with COVID, especially. But what have you guys been up to? Some big projects?
This year has been challenging, but we're lucky to be one of the clubs that are still operating because this year has taken a toll on a lot of extracurriculars here at Oshkosh West. It's a great group of students, a bunch of very driven and just great people to be around. Recently, we just had our blood drive, which was very successful. About 2/3 of the students signed up did donate, which was a big help because obviously this year there's been a very big need for blood, and it's great that our own Wildcat community is helping out in that aspect.
It's great. So aside from this, obviously you're a senior, you're going up to college next year. Do you want to just tell the people where you're going and what you want to major in, what you want to study?
Yes, so I have decided to attend the University of Wisconsin-Madison in efforts to pursue an MBA in corporate strategy and finance. Um, Obviously, it's a big change from the high school perspective, but I'm really excited for it as both of my sisters are Badger alumni, and I'm just excited to extend that legacy of my family.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a great perspective. Always a great school, and I know you talked about how it's a big step from, you know, uh, high school. But as long as you're doing something that you genuinely enjoy and you're doing something you love, you can't really complain too much about it. And I know just from talking to you that you're very passionate about that, so it's always a good
Yeah,
thing.
that passion stems from both of my parents because they're both heavily invested in the business realm with both of their jobs.
Mm.
I guess it's kind of in the blood, you could say.
So how was like the admissions process going through that for all of our younger viewers out there, I guess, who are looking to apply to college next year or a couple of years from now?
Yes, and I know, Joe, you have been through the admission process. It can be nerve-wracking at times, and also the constant need to revise your admissions essays can kind of be a hassle, but you got to make sure that they're perfected to a T because all of these admissions processes, they always try to nitpick every little thing to just filter out through all the students that apply. Because this year, almost every college I applied to has gotten the most applications ever seen.
Madison especially made a
Madison,
lot this
especially.
year.
I know NYU received over 100,000 applicants, and they only could accept around 15,000. Which, if you think about that in the retrospect, that's like a lot of students that they had to let down, unfortunately. But how did the admission process go for you?
So I am going to Madison this year or next year. And I guess the admissions process there was it wasn't too bad, especially with the whole UW campus portal where you can submit
Mm-hmm.
multiple things for multiple colleges. It was just kind of frustrating, trying to take the time out to really make sure you're writing good quality essays because that, among other things, is just so important when you're applying for anyone out there. Just make sure you're writing a good essay, have people read it, have your parents, have your teachers. Make sure that you're putting in your best quality of work that you can.
And I just have a quick question for you, Hunter. Do you have any do you have any doubts or worries about next year applying to college?
Well, obviously, I've never been through the application process, and it sounds a little stressful, but I I think that I'm gonna be fine. It's not too much additional work, It's I I'm nervous, but I think every high school kid, usually is. I think that's pretty normal. So, uh,
Yeah.
it's it's whatever. I'm excited, and I'm also dreading it a little bit. Kind of want to stay in high school, but I know college will be an experience. So,
Very true.
yeah.
Um,
I gotta say, not often do we get questioned this much, Jack. I'm very impressed. Usually we're the
I
ones given the questions here.
Yeah,
think that might be part of the index there coming out.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
the inner business.
So, what do you have any future plans with student government? Like, do you have any plans in the works, or are you guys working on anything right now that you can tell us about?
Yeah. So right now in the works, a couple years back, we had a program. I'm not sure if you know about this, Hunter. I'm not sure if it's before when you came to West. I think you might know what it is. We had a program called Project West, which was a program where upperclassmen could introduce the school and kind of how everything operates here to incoming freshmen, is kind of to lessen the learning curve. I actually not even learning curve, just the change in environment from a middle
Yeah,
school perspective onto a high school one, and
Yeah.
basically kind of taking them under their wing and showing them around the school, connecting them with their teachers, meeting new friends, and that kind of dissipated in the past 2 or 3 years, I want to say. So I kind of want to reinstate that, and we are right now we have a freshman committee for our student government, and we're working very hard to reestablish that because I believe that it's a very strong need that we have with the incoming class to kind of assimilate them
for
into
sure.
the high school culture that we have here at West.
I
That's
mean,
that's an impressive system that you got there. And I remember when I was a freshman, I think they were still doing that pretty heavily. And I remember a couple of my friends, you know, going through that system and kind of having a smoother integration into the West community. I think that's awesome that you're trying to reinstitute it because like you said, it's a shame that it's kind of dissipated over the last couple of years. But I think that's really cool that you guys are trying to work to get that back in.
and I was actually gonna say, I feel like that really helped a lot when we were going into high school. Obviously, having those upperclassmen show us around and helping us feel like we're already a part of the school. That was very important as well. But
Yeah.
I think it's a great that coming back into works.
Yeah, we're very excited to get it kickstarted again.
So I know that you said before this that at one point you wanted to talk about how the golf season's going. So we also got to acknowledge that Jack is a golfer for West. How has
Yes.
that been going? How's the season
Uh,
been?
well, we had our first invitational meet today. Personally, I did not golf very well, but the did an amazing job. We have a great set of golfers with a lot of talent on our team, and I think our season's it's going to be a good one. Unfortunately, with the whole pushing of all of the fall sports to the spring, a lot of the spring seasons have been cut down almost in half. So what our normal season would be is usually around 8 weeks, and we get I think this year it's either 3 or 4 weeks, which kind of stinks because it's obviously my last year. But I think we're gonna make it a good one. I think it's gonna be very exciting.
Yeah. So, how long have you been golfing? Has that been kind of like a lifelong thing, or?
Yeah, I've been golfing since I could walk. um, yeah, my grandpa was a big golfer. I think that's where I got the majority of my inspiration from. He loved seeing me golf. I grew up golfing at the Oshkosh Country Club and a number of tournaments for junior golf because they had a great program there. So it's just kind of been something that I've held on to for my entire life, and I'm going to continue to golf whenever I can get the chance.
It's kind of funny that you're going into business school and you're like this pro golfer at this point because that's going to come in handy when you go on business meetings, you know?
A very
Yep.
strong association
Closing business
between
deals on
golf
the
and
course, you know
business.
what I mean?
So, we want to actually switch things up a little bit today. Obviously, this is something that we've done an index before at productions. When we're getting close to nearing the end, we love to do a good tier list. So today, with our student body president Jack Rowe, we wanted to whip out a fast food tier list with you today.
We did want to do that. It was great. It's We've never tried this on the Index podcast before, and I don't think that this will be the last time that we do this on the Index podcast, but this is definitely an exciting one, having the student body president rank the most important things, fast food restaurants.
Well, I'm excited.
I do have to disappoint you guys. I could not find one with Culver's on it.
That's all right.
We can rank that beforehand.
Yeah. I won't be able to put it on the screen here, but where are we putting Culver's?
I'm going to say A or S.
I think it's S tier.
I would go A or S. I would go either.
Like, you have to. You cannot.
I would say S tier.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. So now let's get into the real meat and potatoes. Our first one today, we got Arby's.
This is just me. I'm gonna say just F. Just F it.
See, I think that's brutal for Arby's. I think Arby's it's not the best, but I think Arby's is a solid D tier.
You know, Arby's tends to get a really bad rap.
I agree.
Well, to be fair, I'm biased because I'm not a big roast beef guy, and I feel like that's they offer.
Yeah, I like their gyro there. I think that's probably my favorite thing that they offer there. But I
think
their curly fries.
Yeah, the curly fries are kind of bad.
What?
I hate the curly fries.
No, that's the best thing.
We have too many disagreements. We gotta go at least D.
See, I would put it in C. Joe would put it in D. You'd put it in F. I think we go D.
All right.
All right. The next thing we got is Burger King.
That's an easy F right there.
I think Burger King is far better than Arby's.
I think Burger King.
I would say C personally. The Whopper, my guy.
No, if I'm going to get a burger, I would not choose Burger King over.
Oh, neither would I.
Over anything. I think the milkshakes are good. I like the milkshakes. I would say D. I would say D.
I would put it in D as well. I like the the while ago they had the mac and Cheetos that sounded disgusting, but I actually tried them and I did not mind them. I just think they market horribly. And I think their food is subpar at best, so I'm gonna go D on Burger King. I think.
All right, I think for our guests, we had a C and we had 2 Ds. I think we'll go with C. We'll put a nice right smack around C.
All right. Next one, I think we should be in relative agreement. We've got Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm gonna say B.
Oh yeah, I would say B too. I don't think it's up there with A and S, especially because they've been raising their prices a lot recently. Pretty sure they merged with Arby's or something like that. Arby's bought them out.
So I'd say B.
I'm in 100% agreement. B is where I'd put it. Their food tastes great. I get them all the time. It's not the best, but you know what? It does the job. So now I think this is one that we are all in agreement here. We got Chick-fil-A coming up.
Let's say S tier.
I would also say S tier. Yeah. I think having Josh almost lowered the ranking, but I would say it's still an S tier level establishment.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with you there. It's the best chicken sandwich that you can get. Plain and simple. All right, have any of you guys ever been to Chipotle?
I have been to Chipotle.
No comment.
Chipotle. We're skipping over a couple there, bud, but we will. I would say Chipotle I'd say it's a solid B tier.
Okay. I've never been there, cannot vouch. We're going entirely off of you.
Oh, thank you.
And I know we're skipping some, but that's because I don't think you've tried any of these. Raising Cane's, Bojangles, Boston Market, Church's Chicken.
I've never had any of those.
Cane's is personally, we can leave it.
Domino's is not a fast food establishment.
No, it is not.
But Domino's is here, and I think we should have to rank it then.
We're gonna go
C.
C.
It's pretty medium, I'd say.
Yeah, now that I'm looking, I was like, oh, but I really like Domino's, but I'm looking at B tier, and I would definitely pick Buffalo Wild Wings over Domino's, so I think C's a good spot for it. So next we got Dairy Queen coming up.
Their food is kind of
great ice cream.
I'll say D.
Bad food.
I'll say D.
I would agree with D.
I gotta go C. I've never had something from Dairy Queen that I did not like.
Their ice cream definitely carries their franchise.
Their ice cream is great. Their tenders are okay. I would say C though.
Right. You can't
I'd
give them
say C.
D. Of course they're C.
I could say C because the tenders are okay.
Tenders are great. The best ice cream you can get, in my humble opinion.
His humble opinion. All right.
you can't go wrong. They got the desserts, man.
They do. Firehouse, we do have. See that one on there. We do have one of those in Oshkosh.
I've never had Firehouse.
Never had it. Hunter, have you had it?
I have had Firehouse subs one time, and it's a pretty good sub, but I put it in D as well.
Soggy meat.
Soggy meat, I would have to agree. All right, Five Guys.
Oh, that's S tier.
That is okay.
That is S tier.
Last time I went to Five Guys,
the only thing holding them back is the price.
The last time I went to Five
Guys,
Guys,
were the best burgers I've ever had.
Last time I went to Five Guys, I sat in line for 40 minutes and there were 2 people
Well, that's
in
your
front of me.
problem.
So that bad experience definitely dropped it down. I'd say B. I'd say B.
Their fries, their peanuts, their milkshakes, their burgers.
I don't think Five Guys. I don't think I could put it at the same level as Culver's.
I think Five Guys is better than Culver's.
Really?
Like a long shot.
Really?
Yeah.
And you know what, guys? You guys have 2 conflicting opinions here, so I'm the mediator. The second I saw it on the list, Five Guys is S tier.
Yeah.
All right. Go with S tier. That's okay. I'd say A personally, but it's definitely a pretty good place most of the time.
All right, so now we've got Hardee's or Carl's Jr.'s one of the 2.
Here, eh?
Let's say B.
Hunter, let's hear your opinion on that one.
I've never been. Can't say.
Like a better Burger King.
I would say it's a better Burger King. I think honestly we put Burger King too high. I'd say Burger King's D and Hardee's is C. But for the sake of this, I will say we can put it in B.
All right, that's pretty sound, I would say. Next up we have Ihop.
Not a fast food restaurant.
A.
But if we're ranking it, I would say A.
I would say A as well. I think that's a pretty good, sound agreement that we got there.
They have very good food there. The pricing is decent. There's just a couple items that are.
Service is quick. Crepes are amazing. Pancakes are fabulous. Their chicken and waffles is to die for. 100%. I don't know if it gets to that S tier. I don't know if it's on the same level, but still.
I agree. All right, next. I think next on this list we got Jimmy John's.
Yeah, because we haven't been to In-N-Out. We haven't been to Jack in the Box. So
I'd give him a B.
I'd say Jimmy John's is a good B. I would say it's a good B.
I'm a passionate D on Jimmy John's.
E.
Really?
D. I hate Jimmy John's, dude. I'm a Subway man all the way. It's just it's so fake eating a Jimmy John's sandwich, and I always feel like I gotta vomit every time.
I feel like my problem with that is that then we're putting Jimmy John's below Hardee's. And I don't think we can do that.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
I don't agree with putting Jimmy John's under Hardee's.
I'd say even.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to propose some changes. Jimmy John's goes C. Burger King goes D.
I 100% agree with that.
Hardee's goes C.
Yes.
All right. Then the next one we got Jersey Mike's. You guys ever been to Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, they're like a worse Jimmy John's.
I agree. The pricing is honestly way too expensive, and the food is not up to even Jimmy John's level. I would say it's a D. I couldn't put it F. I could not put it below Arby's or Burger King, but I would say C.
All right.
I don't think anyone deserves to go under Arby's or Burger King. Well,
we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
KFC is up next.
B.
I've personally never had KFC, so I'll let you guys.
Ooh.
I'll let you guys.
My humble opinion, high A for me.
High
Really?
A.
I'm
High
saying
A? Really?
See, their biscuits are the most beautiful thing that I have ever tasted. Their chicken is to die for. Their mac and cheese. You eat a KFC meal, you just feel fulfilled as an American citizen.
That's fair. Well, you can go A if you want to on
All
that.
right, I'm
We'll give
going
you-
A. Little Caesars.
I'm gonna put him B.
Honestly, I'd say B for the price. It's a good deal for what you get. It's a good deal, and it's not terrible pizza. Does not reheat well though.
No.
It's not a pizza you reheat. It's a pizza you eat it and you're done.
See, I honestly think that, like, food-wise, Little Caesars is a C, but you guys said the price. Price for the pizza, I gotta
Price
give it
is
to
a-
him. That's a B, 100%.
B.
We have McDonald's next.
We
Do
do
we?
have
Oh my
McDonald's.
Okay,
This might be
Hear
controversial.
me out. I say S tier. The only reason I say this is because that is your childhood, and you can't argue with that.
Honestly, that's a very good point. McDonald's is a very childhood food. It's something that stands out. When you think of fast food, you think of McDonald's. I would say A tier. I don't think it's on the same level as Five Guys or Chick-fil-A. That's the only reason why I wouldn't say S tier. I would say that Jack raises a very good point that honestly made me go from B to A. I would say it's A. Solid A tier.
You know, when I'm sitting in my car late at night and I need something to eat, you know who's always there for me?
Who's there?
McDonald's. 100%. McDonald's is my go-to. Think about it. Go-to for breakfast. Go-to for lunch. Go-to for dinner. If I'm getting fast food, the first thing that I think about is, do I want McDonald's right now?
All right. So now we're going to go to Panda Express. Jack, have you been to Panda
I
Express?
have. I would give them A tier.
I would also agree with A. I think Panda Express is underrated. I think there's not much more we can even say about that one, honestly.
I would put Panda personally in S, but I agree with the decision.
All right, A tier for Panda.
All right, now we
Next,
got Panera
Panera.
Bread.
Oh, I hate Panera.
Whenever I go there, which
It's
is
overpriced chicken noodle soup. Like
exactly 6 or 7 at
I-
night,
I
and
think-
everything is out. They have everything's gone.
I'm not gonna. No, I wouldn't give them F. I give them a C.
I agree with C.
I have one question for you guys.
Yes.
Have you ever had macaroni and cheese from Panera?
Yes.
Not as good as noodles. Not
Yes,
as good as
it
noodles
is
and company.
literally-
It is worse noodles and company.
Mac and cheese is mac and cheese.
Yeah, I agree.
This is insane. This is heresy. What I'm hearing right now, that's a lie. Panera Bread, their mac and cheese is the greatest mac and cheese on the market. I would not rather go to Noodles. I would not rather go anywhere for my mac and cheese. If I'm getting mac and cheese, I'm getting mac and cheese from Panera Bread, hands down.
I respect your opinion, but it's a C. It's a humble C.
This hurts. That hurts so much to do.
Sorry to hurt you. I don't think Papa John's.
John's.
I think Papa John's and Pizza Hut are both pretty similar, honestly.
I'd put it in C with Domino's. It's the same.
I'd put them both in C, honestly. I think they're both just kind of pizza's pizza at the end of the day, especially fast food.
Oh, okay.
style.
Something needs to be moved if we've got Domino's in C alongside Papa John's and Pizza Hut.
They're all in the C tier, I think.
I think, yeah, I can't put any of them below that. I can't put any of them above that.
I would put Domino's above both of them personally, but it seems like I'm outnumbered here.
They're very similar, I feel like.
Okay,
All right.
so now we've got Popeyes. Have any of you guys been to Popeyes?
I would say Popeyes is, I'd say B tier.
Any
I would say-
refutations?
Nope.
You want to elaborate a little bit on why it deserves a B tier?
It's good chicken. The biscuits are decent. I would say. Other than that, it's all right. The chicken's pretty good. It's nowhere near Chick-fil-A though, and I don't think it even touches Panda Express. It's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same, but I'd say it's not as good as Panda.
All right,
next-
Qdoba.
I've never had Qdoba.
Really?
Nope.
I gotta be honest. I do not like Qdoba. It's a Walmart Chipotle. I would honestly put it in D tier.
As somebody who's never been to Chipotle, I put Qdoba in C tier. But, I mean, you would know more than me.
No, that's fair. You can go C tier.
Right.
If you want to go, it's very borderline.
Have any of you guys ever been to Steak and Shake?
No,
I have not.
I have not.
Okay,
So,
well,
Hunter,
if it's going to fall entirely on me, I'm putting Steak and Shake A tier. See, Steak and Shake, if you're on like a road trip, there is no better place to stop and eat than at Steak and Shake, especially through the Midwest. Like, there's just this vibe to it. You walk in. Sure, the floor's a little sticky sometimes, but that's okay because that's not what we're grading it on. Their food is like, if you order the right thing on that menu, it is like quality food. Their French fries are, if we're ranking on French fries alone, Steak and Shake gets an S for me. But their food is amazing. They have like this milkshake that's banana and chocolate, and it is to die for. Steak and Shake, hardcore A tier.
all right. Well, everyone listening's gonna have to try that out now.
Yeah.
Now we go. That Sonic, I see.
It is Sonic.
I think Sonic that's
C tier.
that's the definition of C tier.
Actually, not even. I'd say definition of F tier.
I think the one in Oshkosh was disappointing, but I went there once on a road trip and I actually enjoyed it. So I would say it's a C tier. I'd say if we were just basing on the one that used to be in Oshkosh, I'd go F tier. But I could agree with D, honestly.
Next one.
Next one, we got Subway.
I'd say B. I'd say middle ground.
That's B. I'd say
Their cookies are so good.
I'd say it's borderline A, but I would say B.
Oh, I would not go that high with it.
I think honestly Subway it's better than Little Caesars for sure.
Yeah.
But also Subway has gotten a lot more expensive. I would say if they still have the $5 footlong deal, I'd say that would be A tier easily.
Yeah, it's in B tier for me, but it's a very high B tier, you know?
I agree. All right. What do we have next? We have Shake Shack.
Oh, have you been to Shake Shack?
You, Jack?
I've never been there.
Shake Shack is S tier. It is definitely, if we're putting McDonald's S tier, Shake Shack is S tier.
I'm putting it A tier for you. You can't really, like, we never been, you can't put it in S tier if we've got one opinion on it.
Wait, and didn't you just put Steak and Shake in A tier all by yourself?
Yeah, so I put it in A tier for you.
All right.
All right, we got Taco Bell next.
Yeah.
First, Taco Bell is gross. So
Yeah, I don't know about Taco Bell.
I would say I'm middle ground on it because I know a lot of people like it. I'd give it C because people like it.
I would say
I don't.
D, honestly.
I would say hardcore D.
Every once in a while.
Okay, then I'll go D.
Every once in a while it's okay, but all right, what do we have?
Well, like, I mean, at the end of the day, if we're going to take a broad stance on this, Taco Bell is the food that, like, you know, maybe once every 3 months is really good. But
I agree.
You got to admit, you're getting it at, like, 1 in the morning, and it's your last resort.
That's true, honestly. But you have to give them props for being open that late, though.
Right. That's why I won't go F, because honestly, I think I would borderline F them, but D, I'd say.
So it looks like on this list, actually, we really only have one more, and that is Wendy's.
So Wendy's, like, their Frosties are unmatched in my opinion.
They are. I'd say if we were just basing off ice cream,
Although their food's kind of,
it'd be S tier, but their food is like C tier.
I'd say C.
So I would give them B tier because I think their Frosties just elevate that game. And the 4 for 4.
I'd say C just because usually a lot of Wendy's restaurants are very unsanitary.
I would agree. Unsanitary is a word I would definitely associate. Yeah.
I'm not a big Wendy's guy. I don't love Wendy's, but you're right about the Frosties, 100%. So I'm going to go B with them.
All right. And there you have it.
I think we should reorganize it a little bit because we got to have an F tier. We got to have something that is the lowest of the low.
Taco Bell. You could put Taco Bell and Arby's in F tier, honestly.
I feel like I could go Taco Bell Burger King if I'm being honest.
I don't know. I'd rather
Burger King stays in D, I think.
I'd rather have Burger King.
Keep in mind, we had Burger King in C earlier. And then that means we're going to have to move some stuff from C to D quick.
All right.
I think we got to go Papa John's. I think has to go D tier.
I agree with that. Do you think Pizza Hut's above them?
We can move Arby's to F too, honestly.
No, we cannot. I love Arby's, dude.
I think Arby's is good once a year, and then I get my Arby's fix.
I say I can have Arby's like literally as much as anyone would want. So I'm keeping that in D tier because I'm still a little upset about how low that got ranked.
Okay.
Honestly, I think the list is solid.
I'd say I'm looking at this right now. I see very little flaws.
There's obviously a couple, but we don't need to check. I think right now what we have is fairly good.
Me too. I like this.
All right. So this has been Joe and Hunter Index Podcast with your student body president, Jack Rowe, ranking fast food. We want to thank everyone for listening tonight, and we will get back to work on our newspaper, getting that out to you guys. It's going to be next Friday.
Yeah, make sure to check that out. You'll get one handed out to you in homeroom, and for those listening at home who might want to watch or read some more from the index, we've got it. It's going to be published on our website as well the same day that it's handed out to students at West. And just one quick announcement because it hasn't been said, it hasn't come up, but I think we should talk about it. Oshkosh West Index won blue ribbon honors at the NewsPA conference. So, round of applause to us, I guess.
Very good to mention, right? Yep, very good to mention right at the end. We do. For anyone who made it this far, we did win blue ribbon awards at NewsPA. It's a great day for Index. Last year we won, I think, red. So it's a bit of a comeback story.
And,
all right.
Yeah, so this has been another episode of the Oshkosh West Index Podcast. Is there anything you want to say, Jack, to just tell anyone about what's going on with Student Gov, anything like that?
I just want to thank you for having me on today, and go Wildcats.
All right. Well, this has been the Oshkosh West Index Podcast. Proving you once again why we are your award-winning newspaper. See you guys next time.